It's me, Dr. D, alias Dr. Dreame. Imagination mover. And as you all know, the doctor is on. And what I would like to do, as usual, is take everyone's imagination, if I could, and put you all in the body of a movie critic in a major city, and you're at a screening. You're going to one of these little screening rooms where you're going to be herded in with other movie critics there, and you walk in, and the PR person, you know, hands you the stuff there. I mean, it's a Disney movie, and so you're going through it, checking things out, and you get your chair, sit there, and you're waiting for the movie to come on, and just reading things, and then the appointed hour, yes, suddenly the screen, or actually the room, goes dark, and the movie comes on. And this is interesting because what you see, it's in black and white, and you see before you on the screen, it looks to be like a huge beach. This goes on for a while, and then pretty soon you see a dark figure emerging out of the ocean. It's coming closer to the camera, and you're just not sure what this is all about. It's a dark figure, and you realize what it is. It's someone with a black robe with a hood. You can't see the face. You can't even see the person's hands or feet or anything. And what's really strange, speaking of feet, is this person seems to be just kind of gliding on the sand. As if they were being pulled along like a mirror. And they're coming closer and closer. And then you see this person up close, and they suddenly remove their hood. And it's you. And suddenly the movie stops. And the lights come on. And this is very weird because all the critics around you are gone. They've totally disappeared. And coming in the entrance is another black robe with a hood on it. Once again, you can't see its face right away, or you can't even see its hands or its feet. And then you look and you notice it doesn't have a face. And it's carrying a scythe. It's going back and forth. And so you're scrambling all over the rows of seats, trying to get away from this thing as it sort of floats in midair and follows you. And you run out the exit. And you run out in the lobby. And you run out of the building. And now you're out in the street. Where there's no honking or traffic or anything. All you see are a bunch of dead bodies all over the sidewalk and in the streets, and non-moving vehicles anymore. You know, if you were up against a wheel or something, you're that. And this thing's coming out of the theater, and it's coming towards you. And you run. And you realize that this is not going to be an easy critique to write. He was pulled out, and it wasn't anyone's fault, but the little munchkins that had gotten in to the area, that, actually gremlins, what they were. And, oh, sorry, I'm very sorry, gosh. It's one of those days, so it's expected. Anyway, so as a result, there's none. So I'm just gonna, that's it. Just kind of a throw it in. Yes. Now taking your imagination. And now you're in the body of a bounty hunter in the Old West. And you're on the trail, none other than Big Dick. And so, you take your horse, Alpo, and ride into town. And it's an old town, western town. You get off your horse, looping around one of those posts, you know, a couple of times, and somehow it just stands there, you know, it never moves away. You don't actually tie it, you just loop it over. That's the way it's always done. We know that much in the movies. And so you go in the saloon. You stepped up to the bar. The bartender looks at you.
Yeah, what do you have?
And tell him a bottle of Deadeye, pours you a drink here.
All right.
You're drinking your drink there, and one of the saloon gals comes up to you.
Hi there, cowboy. What's going on? What are you in town? You're sort of a stranger here, aren't you?
You tell her you're on the trail of Big Dick, and she sort of rolls her eyes and walks away for a while, and then you try to get back to her. And she says,
Hi, well, yeah, my name's Ma'am. Ma'am, yeah. Anyway,
it makes it nice and easy, calling her ma'am all the time. And you're talking and everything, and then some old timer comes into the saloon, you know, through the doors. And starts to really get on your nerves. You know, you get up that, 30, 40 weight or something. Better. And the old timer says,
hey, guess what, everybody? Big Dick's coming into town right now.
And so you go out into the middle of the street, facing, and you can see this figure coming towards the town. And as it gets closer and closer, you realize it's very large. And he's riding a gigantic ox. Because after all, Big Dick is the brother of Paul Bunyan. And he comes in. Gets off his horse there, and his ox, and you tell him you're going to arrest him. He doesn't even hear you because he stands about 100 feet high, and so he's just stomping around there. But he sees Ma'am out in front of the saloon and everything, and
Hey, Big Dick. How about a little head?
sure. And so he lays down in the street there, and she gets to work, zipsing, she's going at it. And things are happening and all this stuff. And so you just, you fired him. He doesn't feel this stuff at all. And nothing is happening. And in the middle of it, his ox lifts its tail, and it's blue, of course, and some blue shit falls right on top of you. And you're, trying to get yourself out of a ton of shit here, And, and then you realize that the old bullets aren't going to do it, but you have one blue bullet that you won in a card game against a wizard. And so you put that in your gun, and you fire it at him. And he just looks at you first and starts laughing, but then suddenly he begins shrinking. And then you see him. There you go. Works every time. And then you get on your horse and ride to the nearest marshal to get payment for, you know, because he's wanted dead or alive thing. And of course you show it to the marshal, the bottom of your foot there.
That's big, Dick.
You gotta be kidding me. And you're really just, you know, no money now, so you ride back to that town. And you go back to the saloon and see ma'am, and you just get into the saddle there. Oh yeah, fix for the day.
Dreame and her sonic imaginorium, ladies and gentlemen. And now we're going to ask to come up to the stage in just a moment a singer-songwriter, one of our local, our regulars here, ladies and gentlemen, who, like myself, last week was sitting at home tying off their arm trying to shoot up the sacred grounds. We are addicted to it. So I'd like to welcome to the stage Johnny Hernandez, ladies and gentlemen.